Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast,
where we discuss fitness and health and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, Dr. LennonSmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as recalcitrant vaginal yeast and landlord, sea lord. So I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. Lennon, I'm so excited to get to the medical lesson and to learn about medicine and to meet our exciting guests and all these things. But right now, we have to deal with some HR stuff yet again.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
for me to get ahead of this, is it me this time? Am I the problem this time?
I don't
know. Last time.
I have no idea if you're the problem because the complaints are anonymous and also who they're about is anonymous. We're trying to build an atmosphere of accusations and sort of paranoia.
Yeah, and anonymity, yeah.
Why can I not talk?
Yeah.
Paranoia. So we like to, you write down your accusation because that's what we call it. It's an accusation box. It's not like response box or whatever. Yeah. And then it's about sort of a vague person. And so everyone thinks it's about them and everyone thinks it's someone who's targeting them, et cetera, et cetera. And it creates sort of a fun Survivor style vibe. But Dr. Lennon, no, I don't think this is specifically about you, but we do have to give our employees a very quick ethics course. We already covered anger management.
Yeah, last week.
And now we need to actually cover just basic ethical guidelines because when I'm reading this employee feedback, I can just tell that the bare minimum of ethical understanding is happening here.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read off some of these details. Okay. Now this is a problem that I feel like I've seen more in movies than I have seen in real life, but it sounds like some of our employees here are complaining about it. So if you are out in the woods with a group of fellow lads just exploring and you find a dead body, what is the ethical response? We're getting this a lot.
There was actually sort of an increasing amount of questions that was like, what do I do if I find a dead body? Now that I have the dead body in my freezer, what do I do? Yeah, now that I'm already sort of basting this body, how do I cook it, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah. And so a lot of questions about the seasonings and, which, can I get out ahead of it? I could say, this is an ethics course, not a cooking course. Okay? And I have experience in one of those things. And I would say
the ethical thing to do, unless you're starving, is to give that food away. You find free food on the ground, you just keep it, you hoard it to yourself, even though you can afford to go to the grocery store. Why not give that away, that seasoned Cajun seasoned body, to a family in need or someone down the street?
Yeah, because the thing, it's this whole concept of hoarding wealth and whatever. You're just like the billionaire class, hoarding all this food for yourself.
Yeah, truly. If you take a body, throw it in your trunk, stick it in your freezer once you get home, and then later thaw it out, season it, baste it, cook it, grill it up, and you then eat that all by yourself. I'm not saying don't have a couple bites, don't have a plate, of course, but there's a lot of meat to go around.
You got to try it. Yeah. I don't want to be accusatory here, but you're being just like Elon Musk if you don't share your
and I would say even worse, because Elon Musk doesn't know that he's doing things wrong. You know what I mean? His ego is so crazy, whereas listener and also employees, you do know that you're doing something wrong because we just told you.
Yeah. So take that lesson, and that's That's pretty cool. Were there any other ethical issues?
So there were a lot of questions and comments on these feedback cards about what to do with office supplies that you want to take home, aka stealing.
Okay.
Because I guess a lot of people have been saying, like, I, was given a laptop, and within, I would say, moments of sitting down at my desk, sort of a gang of middle school age children came in, beat me up, stole the laptop, and this kind of keeps happening with all of these office supplies. And I have to say, I'm going to say it right now, that is stealing. Yeah. I know that they are the ones that technically stole it from you, but that computer was your responsibility, so technically you stole it when that gang of middle schoolers sort of beat you up and took it. So no, don't do that. Do not allow your personal effects to be stolen, because that basically makes you the stealer.
And if that means bringing a weapon to the office to defend yourself against the children, I just find a solution. This is where, if you want to be promoted to upper management, this is how you show yourself.
You need to be able to prove that you're willing to kill if you want to be able to move up in this company at all. Like, let's just be blunt about it. We need to know that when it comes down to it, no one wants to do it, but when it comes down to it, you have the stomach to kind of, put 2 bullets into the heads of these middle schoolers that are coming by to steal your laptop. And get back to work. That's the most important thing. Get back to your job.
Get to that data entry gig. And, of course, it is a gig. This is all temp jobs.
Yeah, because...
but you gotta have the stomach for it.
We don't have full-time employees. Everyone is just sort of a rotating cast of temporary workers at the Jock Podcast Corporation.
Yeah.
I think those are the main 2 comments. There's a lot of stuff about stealing food, or actually it's the opposite of stealing food. It's like people keep adding ingredients to my food, which I could see that being a concern allergy wise. But otherwise you're basically just getting free ingredients. So like shut the hell up, please. Get out of my face for 5 seconds.
Yeah, there was an age whenever seasoning was like super expensive, like in the 1800s, 1700s. So like, remember that maybe we've made some progress now and be happy.
Yeah. Just when I read things like my sandwich, I think it's covered just in vegetable oil, just gallons and gallons of vegetable oil. Okay. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So if you don't want this, again, this goes back to that greed. You see it as waste. So you think, oh no, this free vegetable oil. And you don't even think about collecting it, taking it to your neighbors, and then pouring it on their sandwiches.
Yeah, it's pathetic. And sometimes, look, I've had to wring out my sandwich a little bit over my neighbor's stuff. Yeah, it's called sharing. Okay, so that was our producer, Cameron. Also with us is Digital in the house. Before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. So for a long time, our listener demographic was primarily composed of Pictionary players, but like they could not picture stuff. Like it was all just written word. I don't think that we were their cup of tea. But in our efforts to cater to them, we found that we were neglecting the many bot accounts that download our podcast. So, let's see. Our first bit of feedback here. This is a comment on giving an opinion on fentanyl. At Don Quiwes said, quote, "No offense, but I would never watch this." So thank you so much for this feedback. No offense taken. None taken. Why would I? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even really that like big of a deal. We were, I mean, God, weren't we sort of gearing this specifically towards?
Yeah, at Don Quiwes. Yes, that was our.
I really thought. I mean, the way Dr. Lemon, the way you have your hair right now, the shirt that I'm wearing, I literally picked up this shirt.
Yeah,
specifically for that, and the fact that it's not working.
And well, okay, they say
I think I just need to update some things. Let me see. I guess my TV can go to my brother. He always liked it. My dog can go to you can take care of my dog my dogs when
honestly
when I'm not here
not
anymore,
as
right?
well as at Don Key West could. Like, I'm pretty bad at like it's not that I don't care about the dogs, but like they eventually control me, you know? Like, I learn to speak and to roll over.
And then they end up sort of alphaing you, and
yeah.
I get
and
that.
Which, like, it isn't a problem as long as there's a supervisor for them too, but then like that's just kind of a hat on a hat situation.
Okay, yeah, I'll just put in my will to put the dogs down. We'll put the dogs down.
Okay, so
then
our
I guess,
listener,
like,
just so you know, that's your fault.
Yeah, and then like fruit and candles, that can just be donated to like the garbage. Who cares?
Yeah, they're still accepting donations.
So thank you to this listener. But we don't, no offense. We don't take any offense to what you said at all.
Oh, no. It was so funny.
But we will try better
that.
next week for sure. And if you could just tell us exactly, like if you're into Neopets or whatever, or like I really like Ja Rule, just tell us, and that will be the focus of the podcast.
Yeah, and that's why we do this feedback, so that we can actually tailor it to you, specifically you. So yeah, thank you so much for that feedback. Hope we answered your question. All right, our next one is this is a comment on our response to what is in the background. This is from @lil.rocky79. They said, quote, "They don't even be talking ab the subject you comment, crying emoji. I love it." End quote. So thank you so much for this feedback. So I think it's a good time to remind everyone to keep it clean, so that the C word, or comment, you said you comment, like, I get that we're coming up with new insults all the time with this online stuff, but it's hard for us to keep track of what's an insult and what's a compliment these days.
Yeah. Well, and even Dr. London, you don't know this because you're not up with like Gen Z slang or whatever, but it's like AB is ass blasting.
Okay.
So they're not even talking about ass blasting like they should. And so again, that's what most podcasts, like, it used to be all about true crime. All podcasts were about true crime. Before that, it was about nerd stuff. Now so much of it is about blasting ass that's kind of, when people see a podcast that isn't like that, they don't really know what to make of it. It's just a generational difference.
Okay. Well, but like, on that note, like, we can't just ignore a generational difference. Obviously, we have to tailor this to this listener. So I guess, so if one were to blast in that manner or direction, I guess what's our take on that? Like, I guess get your aim down pretty well.
Go big or go home.
Yeah. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Sorry, we're trying to help as much as we can, and we're just trying to do our part. So thank you so much for that feedback, and I hope we were helpful there. @.advillLN, they said, quote, "I'm so confused. You've been doing podcasts for years and have 75 subs on YouTube. This just feels so off." End quote. So, okay, I'm actually excited about this one. So thank you so much for that feedback. Yes.
Let's just go ahead and get this out of the way.
Okay.
I know 75 YouTube subscribers seems like we must be using bots. Like, no one has that number of subscribers. We will admit most of those followers are dead. So they were unable to unsubscribe or to delete their account or anything because of the sort of ring-like curse that's put on you when you watch one of these TikToks or YouTube clips or listen to the podcast.
And that's a great point. So the ring, there's a separate. We didn't do it, okay? We didn't do the death stuff, okay? Now, are we, every time we put out content, it does result in death. But that's heavy correlation, not causation.
Right.
Okay? We approach this like scientists.
when you see that number, 75 subscribers, don't think, okay, that must be fake. There's no way they've got that many fans. That's people accrued over time. But at any given point, of course, we're never going to hit numbers like that.
No, I don't expect to ever see 76 subscribers. Like, that's not realistic. And I think it's okay that it's not realistic, because how many people have to die for that to happen, you know?
Now, obviously, this comment was more than 7 days ago now, so this commenter is no longer with us. But if you had sort of a similar question of like, what is going on? Why are you wasting your time on this? This seems weird and completely pointless, and it doesn't seem to be working. You don't have to ask that question anymore, because don't worry. Like, we're not using bots. Our insane metrics, our huge numbers, are solely because our audience keeps dying off.
Long-standing, death situation, sort of death syndrome. This is a comment in response to, are you being forced to do this against your will? At Tetris_God_65_1000 said, quote, "What's up? My name is Cameron." So thank you so much for this feedback. And I thought I had this figured out.
Yeah, you've been wondering, like, how can I be in two places at once? Like, how can I be making a comment and also be here in the podcast? I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming this comment is from Night Cameron. And that is sort of the Cameron that is activated when I go to sleep. And he lives a completely different lifestyle than I do.
Okay.
He has,
in the sense of,
he has friends, he has a girlfriend. He has a wife and kids and a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Very successful career.
Sorry, can I just pause? Is mistress still the term for the girlfriend? I don't want to use like old timey slang here. For your girlfriend? Sorry, for Night Cameron's girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He just always says my girlfriend, or like, oh, my girlfriend's being real tough, so I'm sleeping on my wife's couch tonight. I don't know, really confusing logistics. But he has a lot more going on than I do. And so I'm guessing he's probably leaving these comments saying like, what's up, I'm Cameron. Just checking in on day, Cameron. You know, your podcast isn't doing as well as my podcast. Hope you're doing okay, brother. Yeah.
Well, honestly, that's really nice. I've interacted with Night Cameron a few times. Because
I'm sure it was amazing. I wish I could. Yeah. He sounds like a dream.
Yeah. Oh, well, Night Cameron, because, speaking of the marriage, Night Cameron's bachelor party, it was so nuts. First of all, like, he flew us all out. So we were all in Vegas, and not Las Vegas, the other one.
Yeah, and he's loaded. He has way more money than I do.
Yeah, enough to go to a place that like is named Vegas, but like and get flights to this other place. Yeah. And we went to ice cream shop and had ice cream, and he wouldn't pay for that, but like you could tell he wanted to.
Yeah, and he's probably into really interesting flavors, not like vanilla like me, Day Cameron.
Well, he had sprinkles. That was kind of the big. Yeah.
God, he's so much cooler than I am.
Yeah, but no, it was vanilla. It was but like several sprinkles on it. And like I'll say like whenever I asked him about Day Cameron, he vomited straight like right there. And
okay, I did wake up with sort of like that taste in my mouth, and I wondered, oh, that's probably Night Cameron thinking of me again, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disgusted
so you're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I thought I was telling you new things, but like obviously you're familiar with living the other side of the life. So
yeah, I mean, I only know so much. Like he's a private person, and we're not super close, so he's not gonna like let me in on a lot of the secret stuff. But when I wake up tasting vomit, I usually can put two and two together.
Okay, yeah. So I guess to this listener, thank you so much for that feedback. And we'll try to. Maybe
I'll see you tonight, I guess, sort of.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, we'll have Night Cameron on the podcast sometime, maybe. I don't know if we can coordinate that with you since you're the producer, but you're well.
There's a really, really good chance he would dismiss it as loser shit and never touch this podcast with a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
Again, you're dealing with, like, an actual baller.
Yeah. With all the wife and girlfriend, aka potentially mistress. Okay. Well, listener, thank you so much for that feedback, and we're gonna try to suss this out. I want to try to get him as a guest, but we'll see. We'll see. And later, Cameron tells me that we can expect a special guest.
That's right, Dr. London.
So do look forward to that. And now for today's medical topic, bladder cancer. So bladder carcinoma, which is usually a transitional cell carcinoma, is the most common type of tumor of the genitourinary tract. Transitional cell carcinomas can occur anywhere from the kidney to the bladder, but the vast majority do occur in the bladder. The most common route of spread is local extension to surrounding tissues, and unfortunately, bladder cancer is likely to occur even if you remove it. But risk factors for bladder cancer include cigarette smoking, especially when combined with drinking alcohol. So whenever people say, like, oh, I only smoke when I drink, well, bladder cancer, you know. And then there's industrial carcinogens like aniline dye, azo dyes, and of course long-term treatment with cyclophosphamide can also predispose you to bladder cancer. So the initial presenting sign in bladder cancer is hematuria. That's blood in the urine. And it's usually painless. That's the classic presentation. So if you start to pee blood, that's an indication that you might have bladder cancer.
And
Okay.
what is this? And what is there going to be like a grading curve to this?
To what?
To whatever I'm turning in at the end of this podcast and
Right.
medical lesson.
What?
Because my mom told me if I don't pass, then I'm not going to homecoming.
Okay. Right. And you have... Okay, I'm starting to understand. Because you kept talking about your date, man. Your date's so smoking. And I didn't get the I didn't realize it was for this.
Now I'm concerned because she is smoking, but like she smokes when she drinks.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so now I'm concerned that she might have bladder cancer.
Yeah, and that
but
you might
it also might just be girl
study.
stuff.
Yeah, no, I have heard of girl stuff too. Yeah, I guess like keep listening, and hopefully by the end you'll have a grip on.
Please, Dr. London, grade it on a curve, please.
When it's only you in here, it's tough to like, because I'm also taking the same quiz, and
Okay.
like I'm pretty good at this.
Well, a lot of times when they grade on the curve, they might eliminate the very top.
Well, I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
So sometimes they do that, and so I think maybe you should do that. Eliminate the very top grade and then grade it on a curve. Please, Dr. London, my mom's gonna kill me. And my date is smoking so much. She's smoking 2-3 packs a day because she sort of drinks all day.
Yeah, that's... You keep saying she's smoking, and it is just difficult to be near her, to breathe near her. Diagnosis begins with urinalysis and urine culture to rule out infection. And then urine cytology to detect malignant cells. And that's literally like looking under a microscope at the cells to see if they're malignant. They can have intravenous pyelogram, cystoscopy, and the definitive test, which is biopsy. Literally cutting out a bit of it to look at. Then chest radiograph and CT scan for imaging. Treatment will depend on the stage of the disease, the bladder cancer. So stage 0, which is superficial, limited to the mucosa, also known as carcinoma in situ. You treat that with intravesical chemotherapy. Okay. Stage A, which involves lamina propria, you do a transurethral resection of the bladder tumor. Okay. And like I said earlier, it does tend to recur. So then you'll have frequent cystoscopy and removal of recurrent tumors as indicated.
Well, you know what won't recur? Tanner's party at his parents' house over break, which my mom said I'm not even allowed to go to if I get anything less than a C. And that party's never going to happen again. That's not going to recur. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. At Tanner's parents?
No, you've told me. Well, I got the invite too. Yeah.
Yeah, with the trampoline?
I'm going, yeah. Honestly, I don't think Tanner's a good influence on you. Like, if I can be just perfectly straight with you here. Why?
Because I get too into the trampoline?
That and like you bring a knife usually and you try to cut a hole through so you don't have to bounce as hard.
Well, let me see what's under there.
Yeah, no, I've heard your because in speech debate you brought it up and you're very much pro cutting the trampoline, which wasn't supposed to even be a topic in class for debate. So my mom's gonna kill me if I fail this medical lesson. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's finish it then, right? So stage B, we went through stage A. Stage B, that's muscle invasion. That's past limit appropriate to the muscle. And that's involves radical cystectomy, lymph node dissection, removal of the prostate, uterus, ovaries, anterior vaginal wall, whatever's right there, and urinary diversion, like an ileal conduit. Okay, so that's stage B. Stage C, it extends to the perivesicular fat, and the treatment for that is the same as the one we just did, right? So you remove a lot of the stuff. Stage D, that's metastasis to lymph nodes, abdominal organs, or distant sites. That's when you'll consider cystectomy and systemic chemotherapy. So, did you get all that? Did you get that?
I get that if I don't go to Tanner's parents' house over break,
yeah,
that I'm never going to be able to seal the deal with the smoking girl that I'm talking to. The sort of like chain smoking alcoholic neighbor that's my date to homecoming.
Yeah, like with her, you have complained so much about the amount of just secondhand smoke and vomiting from her. Do you really want her to be the
one? Dr. London, through better or worse? You know what I mean? Like
that was your vow.
You stick with it.
That was your homecoming vow. Yeah. Okay. I guess. Yeah. You can have until the end of this episode to fill out your quiz here, and then hopefully, hey, you can do it. Hey,
God.
buddy, you can do it.
Everyone's gonna be laughing at me if I can't go to Tanner's parents' house over break,
and even more if you do.
Yeah, and if I cut through that trampoline finally.
Yeah. Well, hi there. My name is drlemonspit.com. This is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
My name? Hold on. My name is Albert. My name is Mr. Albert Ross. How you doing, fellas?
Mr. Albert Ross. Great. Thank you for asking. Wow. Okay.
You guys grateful to be alive?
That's kind of a tough question. I would say no. Well, here's the thing. Life is the only thing I know. And you can only be grateful for something once you don't have it anymore. So I can never truly be grateful for life. And life kind of stupid. I'm not saying like, oh, life sucks, I'm sad. I'm saying like it's kind of like nerd shit.
Yeah. I like Jell-O though. I've gone without Jell-O for a bit before.
Okay. Excuse me. Just had supper. Let me be honest with you, fellas. I disagree with you wholeheartedly on your outlook on gratitude.
So sorry, are you pro Jell-O or anti Jell-O? Is that
Jell-O? I'm grateful for it because my teeth lately have been falling out one by one. And so it's quite an easy food to eat. I'd say Jell-O, mashed potatoes, I'm very grateful for. So much so that I often want to show my gratitude, if you know what I mean.
I don't exactly know. Let's catch our listeners up here. Our guest here, tell us your name, sir.
It's Albert,
yes, sir.
Right?
That's right, Albert. But you can call me Mr. Ross. Show respect.
Mr. Ross.
Yes, you are,
gentlemen.
You're talking
Mr.
about your
Albert
teeth
Ross.
falling out. That's not. I don't think through meth or any sort of similar drug. It seems like this is an old age thing that's happening, right?
It is getting a little older. That's all. It's getting a little older. That's what it is. But honestly, in my case, it helps because my big thing is showing gratitude, and it helps me to show gratitude.
Yeah, and you made sort of a motion when you mentioned that before. You sort of said, Yeah,
you
I'd
know
like
what
to
I
show my
mean.
gratitude if you know what I mean. And then you sort of.
Hey, Dr. London. You remember the other
Yes.
day when we were there in person together, and you so graciously helped me across the street?
Yeah, well, it was you and who? Yeah, I don't really pay attention whenever I do that, but yeah, I'm a crossing guard sometimes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You helped me across the street. I was falling because I'm a little older, and then I tried to unzip your pants to show my gratitude, and you wouldn't let me.
Yeah, it's just like they fall down so easily, like even without the gratitude being shown. So
Not easy enough, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
for the podcast listeners who don't have the visual, the sort of motion our guest Albert made is sort of a there you go. It's sort of a Trumpian. It's recently been in the news that he was making jokes about all sorts of stuff, Hawk Tua-y sort of motions that
That's a good man there, Trump.
oh boy,
He's a good man. He's grateful for everything he gets and he has ever had.
and what I
And
love,
he likes guns.
yeah,
Made this one myself. 3D printed it. It's a ghost gun.
oh
Oh,
good,
fun.
So, yeah, not registered at all.
Sorry. Don't know if you guys can hear me. I wasn't talking into
No,
the
we
microphone.
could hear you. Yeah, no, it's awesome. You have an unregistered gun, and are sort of committing a felony on our podcast. That's really cool.
And I love Trump. Don't forget that. I love Trump.
yeah, and it's great that we all know the election results at this point.
When this episode is coming out, we know, and right now we obviously know the outcome of the election.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for him. I'm so grateful for him. I'm so grateful for him on this great day today, November 11th. Never forget. I'm never forgetting how grateful I am and how much I want to show my gratitude. Unlike you youngsters, see, the problem with you youngsters is you guys aren't okay with showing your gratitude. You know, an old feller like myself, Dr. London, tries to show you his gratitude by unzipping your pants, and you just tell him, no, not necessary, not necessary. It's like, what is necessary then? What is necessary but me showing my goddamn gratitude for you, brother?
These Zoomers. They don't seem to care about helping other people or just showing respect. I mean, they don't even write thank you cards anymore after you give them a birthday gift.
Right.
So yeah, the idea that like someone might help them across the street or give them a nice gift, that they'd immediately drop to their knees,
Exactly.
start unzipping the other person's pants and sort of treating it like the joystick of a lifetime. That doesn't even cross their mind.
Thank you. You understand. You know, you might be one of the good ones.
I definitely get it. I definitely understand it.
For me, whenever you try to, like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but usually my problem's the other way. Like, my pants are not zipped most of the time. And it's an accident. And so what would help me more, I feel like, is if someone came up and zipped my pants for me.
Yeah,
Like up.
that's not me, sir. You haven't let me show my gratitude yet, and next time I see you, I plan to show it, whether you like it or not. You know, back in my day, see, I fought in the Vietnam War, sir. The only justified war that we've ever been in.
Oh, that's a great political opinion. Yeah.
I think everybody agrees with that one. You know, and we back in the Vietnam, you know, there was a feller part of the Viet Cong who could have killed me. You know, he could have killed me, but he didn't. He decided to spare my life. So you know what I did?
I
unzipped his pants and started just showing my gratitude all over the place. It was wet and sloppy gratitude too.
Wow. What?
You fucking better believe it, brother.
This Veterans Day. Wow. Thank you for your service, first of all.
You're goddamn welcome. You gonna show your gratitude, sir? We can show our gratitude all over each other. You know, back in my day, back in Vietnam, 69 of us used to get together and show our gratitude all at the same time. We invented that.
Oh wow, you invented orgies?
Yeah, but back in the day, it always had to be the number 69 because that was what our platoon was registered as.
Oh wow, so you guys basically invented 69ing.
Yeah, but it was different and it's morphed over time. Now it's just two people. And that's boring. And that's not showing your gratitude.
Oh, yeah. I always wondered why it was named that. Like, this does not involve as many people as you'd think.
Yeah, and like you try to. The first time I tried to plan one, oh, terrible logistic. I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't get that many people to like want to hang out, just at all. Like 69 people is so many people. So like, the first problem I ran into, I was like, "Hey, you guys want a 69?" And then they're like, I don't know. They got all uncomfortable about it, and I don't know. Maybe you can tell us a way to like phrase it. Do I just say gratitude over and over?
What are you asking?
I'm confused. What the hell are you saying, brother?
How do I get invitations out if I wanted to have a proper like a veterans honoring version of a 69 with the full 69?
You send them a card to each 69 people, and you draw a picture of a gratitude stick. Now, a gratitude stick is different than a normal stick. A gratitude stick has two spherical objects on one end, and another half circle on the other end with a slit down the center.
Okay, and that's
a gratitude stick.
Okay,
and this is a cut or uncut gratitude.
Well,
stick?
that's a cut gratitude stick. An uncut gratitude stick's a little different. Just add a little elephant horn or a KKK hood.
Sure.
Just to use an example, I'm not for those guys. I want to make it clear. My brother Trump is not racist.
Yeah, it's just the first reference that came to mind.
Yeah, it's just the first thing that came to my mind. See, I'm in this wheelchair all day. I don't know if you guys can tell. Kind of don't got a lot of room out here. I live in a camper. I don't know if you can see it back there, but I live in a camper.
Oh yeah.
Constantly going to different liquor stores and asking the homeless fellers, "Hey, you guys want to? Hey, thank you for helping me and buying me alcohol because it's hard for me to get into the store with my wheelchair. Can I show my gratitude?" And you know what? Despite the smelly peckers they got, I still show my gratitude.
Oh wow, that is really giving.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
You're goddamn welcome, brother. I'm gracious.
Now, what I do have to ask though, what brought you to this show today? Did you have something that like you wanted to specifically to talk about, or is it just you wanted to kind of scream it on the rooftops that like you really love handing out gratitude, so to hit you up or whatever?
You know, I've been trying to speak across the nation at different colleges and show my gratitude there, and all the kids won't let me. I even tried a few elementary and preschools, and they will not let me there. And let me be clear. I'm not trying to show my gratitude to preschoolers. They don't deserve gratitude yet. Neither do elementary school kids.
Oh, no.
They don't deserve gratitude yet.
I hope not. Yeah.
They're trying for gratitude, goddammit. But one day, when they're 18, I'll show my goddamn gratitude if they deserve it. So anyways, these colleges, they don't want to let me. They think that, they don't believe in gratitude or what and so forth.
So there is like a merit system to this. You're sort of a Santa Claus. Like, yes, okay, once you get to 18, like you have to be nice, not naughty. Like, what do they get if they're not naughty, or if they're naughty, basically?
I nothing for me, sir.
You just ignore them.
Or I tell them you know what they get? They get this in their goddamn face if they don't act right.
Okay, and that is the gun again. Okay.
All right, yeah. So
the unregistered.
So yeah, a stick is coming out either way.
Either way, they're getting the stick. Good point.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Because you're either putting a shotgun to their head, or you're sucking their stuff.
Whoa! What are you talking about?
What are you implying?
I'm talking about gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm the one with the dirty mind here, but I was under the impression you were saying that you were showing people that you were thankful.
I am.
Your gratitude.
That's correct.
By unzipping their pants, pulling their pecker out, and then playing Atari, sort of like it's 1984.
I don't even know what that is, son. What are you talking about there?
Sort of, kind of, just kind of.
I know he looks like an 80s baby, but like, I think our guest is actually a little older, Mr. Ross here.
You grab the stick shift and you start shifting into gear with your mouth.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I follow.
Is this Atari? we aren't all gamers.
What are we talking about here?
Okay.
Yeah. Never played a game in my life.
To show gratitude, what exactly do you do? What happened? What is the step after you unzip their, like the people who are fine and willing after they unzip their pants?
I show my gratitude. I make sure I show my gratitude. Depending on what they want, some of them want it a little more dry. Some of them want it real wet and sloppy.
And what is that?
Are you talking about gratitude, son? Do you not know what gratitude is? I thought we were simpatico here. What's going on?
Yeah,
well, show gratitude is itself a vague statement, right? Because I could bake someone cookies, and that's the way I'm saying thank you. Like, I'm grateful for how you helped, and etc.
That's not too bad. See, the way I help is by eating their cookies, if you know what I mean. Depending on the person,
and
their body parts.
See, I do think I know what you mean, but you guys got really mad when I talked about
the way you said it made it sound so disgusting, young man. It was nasty, you know. It was disgusting the way you put it.
You can't speak that way in front of your elders, man.
I'm a young Zoomer, maybe even younger Gen Alpha, maybe even younger Gen Beta or whatever. So, I mean, I say like nasty, gross stuff like that because that's kind of my sense of humor, shock jock stuff,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Which I know you're not into. Like what you're into is sort of open up wide and showing sweet, kind of soft gratitude.
That's right. Soft or hard,
fast gratitude.
Yeah. Whatever is the preference. The person that is receiving the gratitude. Yeah, I'll do it because it's the kind of grateful guy I am. You know.
Well,
I learned it really young. You know where I learned it?
I don't know. No, I do not.
I learned it in church, the Catholic Church.
Okay, I was gonna say uncle or church. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The priest was my uncle. That's true. So you were right on both ends.
Well,
sir.
Okay. Yeah, and oh boy, being right on so many ends, and it's wow. And once again, thank you so much for your service and for Cameron, do you have follow-up questions here? Because I'm kind of,
Yeah, I mean, I was asking questions, and then both of you were like, whoa. Thanks, London.
Doctor, yeah.
Yeah, Doc. Thanks, Doc. I don't know, Albert. I guess I just don't.
Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross, we were on the same wavelength at first.
Correct.
And I was fully like open to it until you guys started being like, no, that's not what I was talking about. I was fine with the gross, nasty stuff.
No, you sounded disgusting. That was the problem. I don't know if I thought we already covered this, but whenever you started talking about it, you were so gross.
Yeah, you were disgusting. See, showing your gratitude doesn't have to be disgusting. It really shouldn't be. It should be a nice, polite showing of gratitude. It doesn't have to be nasty. It doesn't have to be disgusting. It could just be pure graciousness and gratitude. Like I said, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, but it can be nasty and disgusting if that's what they want.
I
right?
mean, that's what they want. Your boy can do it.
Oh, there. Yep.
Okay.
Sort of showing the camera again.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. It's
Sometimes you show the gratitude by just kind of licking the tip a little.
Do you not ever get in trouble for trying this stuff? Like, do police officers not ever intervene and are like, hey, you can't do that here? Or like...
You know what? I respect the blue. Okay, I back the blue. And I realize that the blue likes to be backed. What I mean is, oftentimes, I try to show my gratitude in my normal way to police officers, and they actually turn around and want me to back their blue hole, is what they call it. For some reason, normally I would always refer to it as a brown hole, but they like to refer to it as a blue hole for some reason. Every officer does that. So yeah, I show my gratitude in a different way with the police officers.
Straight down that thin blue line.
Okay, so the police do intervene, just not in the way that I was thinking. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a thin blue line. Yeah, the thin blue line between shit and a clean asshole.
So really, everyone you've come across, except for Dr. London, is fully 100% without question just ready to accept your form of giving thanks, of giving
I'd say
gratitude.
most people, yeah. There's a couple family members
on the street, just anywhere, just at a grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple family members who thought that it wasn't appropriate. I said, well, if you can't show graciousness and gratitude to your family, then who can you?
Oh, wow. And are they in your family anymore?
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk much anymore. That's kind of why I got kicked out and now live in a trailer back there. It might be a little too dark to see, but yeah, I live in a trailer.
Oh, no, we can see the camper.
All on my lights, a little camper there.
No, it's a trailer.
Camper trailer.
Whatever it is, we can see it. We can see your home. We can see that your home has wheels.
You know how much gratitude I've showed in there?
To who?
Quite a bit.
Do you?
To everyone that helps me out. Everyone that needs it. They get gratitude. That's what they get.
Do you get a lot of visitors? I don't know.
I get
like my grandparents. I feel like they don't have friends, really. You know.
I mean, a lot of people don't like conversation. We just get right down to the gratitude usually.
Oh wow, it's just completely silent and understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Often.
Okay.
Do you have signs out, or like are you just known in town for this?
I'm so sorry. What did you say? Did you say some German shit? I fought the Nazis, brother.
Signs posted?
Sorry.
No, I'm just wondering. Like, if someone's walking by, how would they know to experience your thankfulness, your gratitude? Like, how would they know to turn into your camper for that?
Well, they got to do something kind first. I don't just go giving out gratitude just to anyone. They got to do something kind that deserves gratitude.
Okay, what was the last time, assuming it wasn't me, that someone was walking by and what did they do?
Right before this here, there was an FBI agent that came and said, "Hey, you can't." And I said, "Hey, you know what you can do?" And I just started showing my gratitude. And he, I think he pointed at my 3D printed gun there. So I started showing my gratitude, and he said, "We can forget this. No problem."
Well, okay, so that was an example of him earning it by doing something nice.
Yeah, but not arresting me.
Okay. At least at that point. Okay. Yeah, I guess my understanding of thankfulness and morality is, I'll admit, different. But it's neat to understand and grasp how a gentleman such as yourself approaches these things.
Yeah, and I hope our listeners can sort of learn from this advice and take it to heart and kind of live the happy life that you're living, Mr. Ross.
I hope so too. I hope everybody can be as grateful and gracious as I am, and show it to people too, because I think that's important.
Can I just throw out just?
You hear that, Zoomers?
Yeah.
Just, I have a bit of alternate advice, just so that there's an option for something else. And you can actually buy these at stores sometimes, like at stationery stores. You can get cards that say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open them, like, you just write, like, using words or pictures even, what you're thankful for. And that's how I sometimes show gratitude, where...
and then you just slip it in their back pocket when you're done.
Oh, yeah, I've done that too. Some people prefer it to you to slip in their back.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the point I was making.
Yeah, I do that often. I write cards, and like I said, I write gratitude sticks to let them know that if they need more gratitude, just come by the trailer and they can get more gratitude shown to them.
Okay, no, I guess you already covered this, and I'm the one being.
If they feel like a card isn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wow, we covered so much here, and yeah, like Karen said, Zoomers, take notes. We have a lot to learn from our elders here. Okay. And for Patreon people, there's a lot to see here visually. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Albert Ross, for being on today. I think we learned a whole lot. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to? Any young folks, comedians that you're a fan of?
Yeah, one guy that loves coming by and doing me favors so I can show my gratitude. His name is Victor Brian Olivas. He's on the socials as Victor_Crack Cobain. That feller, he loves getting his gratitude shown to him. He just loves it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, a business colleague of sorts. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on. Thank you to our producer Cameron. Oh, Cameron, sorry. Did you finish your quiz? the medical lesson?
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and grade
yeah.
it?
Let me. Okay. So, okay. So, you weren't supposed to just dip it in the, like, I know we were talking about the vegetable oil. You can't just cover your test in vegetable oil as an answer. Yeah.
Oh, damn
so
it.
like,
okay. I really thought I thought when grading on a curve, you're going to grade it on a curve, right?
At this point, I will try to, like, if I try to mark this, the ink is going to ooze around. So maybe it might be touche on your part because, like, okay, now
now Mr. Ross seems to like your description of like the ink oozing around and stuff.
Yeah,
I think we should wrap this up.
Thank you to our producer Cameron. Thank you once again to Mr. Albert Ross. Thank you to Digital in the House.